Good evening, RPG Limit Break. Hello, out there, fans of the Final Fantasy Randomizer and people who have been watching the Spring 2020 tournament with bated breath. We are here for a 2-2 race tonight with Sylverfyre and Leggystarscream. I am Demarine2, and I am joined tonight by the inimitable, the legend himself, the man, the myth, High Spirits. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, you said legend. Oh, I was just waiting for you to get to me. Hi, Dem. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing
I'm
really...
only a legend in my own head.
I
feel
mean,
like,
that's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Hey, got to keep myself thinking somewhat positive, maybe. But I think yeah. Welcome to some Final Fantasy Randomizer, week 5 of the Swiss, with only 1 week remaining, which is the Chaos Week that starts tomorrow night potentially. And this is one of the last games for the week with 2-2 matchup between Sylverfyre and Leggy. I feel like me and you have commentated before on this channel. Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think we've been here before. I think we'll be fine, I'm sure. I mean, I think you've been on this channel once or twice, right?
I've heard of this channel before, at least. That's a good start, right?
Yeah, and you've heard of this game. You've heard of this game, right?
I've played this a couple times. I heard I'm kind of in the tournament along with you. Just, somewhere down. There's a chance I'll be facing one of these two tonight. How about that? In next week.
This is very true. Both these runners are 2-2, so at stake right now is that one of these runners will get into a match. They'll have a chance next week potentially to win their way into the last chance playoff. The other one will go to 2-3, and at 3 losses, 3-3 gets you into a single winner take all race with all the 3-3 players for a spot in that play-in race, which is just brutal. I don't know about that. I wouldn't want to do that.
Hey, why not? I feel like joining that race, which hopefully I can do next week. So, I'm all for it. Let luck, Lady Luck, be mine.
Absolutely. I am avoiding all of that mess, which is fantastic.
Hey, sometimes avoiding that stuff is the best course of action, too. Yes, J-Lo, both teams did actually draft. That's why we have the fighter, 2 red mage, and a white mage. And they should be starting up here.
Yeah, interesting draft. Leggy had first pick opened on white mage. Syl took fighter red behind, and then we had a red mage to wind things out. All right, black magic, fire 3.
Fire 3 is a pretty helpful spell to have, especially at level 1. Does a good job burning all those undead that you're probably going to come across fairly early.
Yeah, everybody likes seeing a big sweep spell, and you've got Cure 2 and Ruse at level 1. Ruse for the night will be very exciting. I didn't catch the slot, though, but I might not have access to it.
Yeah, I missed if it was slot 2 or not myself. I just saw that Cure 2 was slot 1.
I'm pretty sure Ruse was slot 2, which means actually they might not get that at all, because it'll only be for a white mage. You take it on the white mage, interestingly enough, anyway, for the end game, because, if Kraken 2 levels a party member, that's no good.
I'm a fan of white mages. They get enough health that they can survive the late game for the most part, and they're better than bringing along black mages and praying that they don't die to anyone.
Yeah, this is very true. They can carry a little bit, but they're there for support magic, and we've got a rare encounter right off the top here. We got the double werewolf triple gray imp, and the werewolves are surviving a fire 2, or fire 3 shot. So this is not great.
Yeah, they rolled up a little bit, so it's not too bad. It looks like Ruse might be slot 2 then. But yeah, for those who don't know, magic, the way magic is slotted, slot 2 at level 1 is the harm spell in the original game, which is only available to a white mage, into a white wizard and a white mage, so unfortunately, that means anything that's put in the second slot of the white mage shop at level 1 is not available to anything unless you're wearing a white robe.
Yep, Leggy took a reset to this particular pack after dying to it. And still is probably like to do the same here, just getting absolutely battered by this encounter. The thing is, though, Leggy had enough money to buy a fairly expensive cabin and still did not. So Leggy's going to get out of this first and give us our first look at some items.
We're starting off with a canoe from the king as not a bad thing to start with, although it does open up a lot, which can make things very troublesome, especially if you don't find the canal, which is in a loose chest somewhere anytime soon, because that could point you in the direction of volcano or ice cave. This week being a fire week means the bottom chest of volcano is incentivized, and to get out of the inner sea could be a real mess if they have to dive these later dungeons. I heard fire doesn't work very well in the volcano.
No, not at all. And these flags have been pretty weighted towards seeing early canoes because of the fact that fire is a incentive chest. So you do kind of keep that in mind, that a lot of runners have been seeing canoe canal or just canoe right off the bat, basically.
Yeah, it's because of the way it's weighted. Yeah, the game tends to give you the canoe early so you can actually go into the volcano and get an item out of there.
Yep, both runners beelining Provoca before checking any more chests here. There was, of course, nothing in TOF at this point. Of course, Quickfire 3 will absolutely incinerate these pirates.
Yeah, because the other item we got from Sarah was the adamant, so that's kind of in the other direction for where you want to go to start with. So you come over here, check out the level 2 spells, and get yourself a free key item. The level 2 spells are great because they're pretty much available to everyone in their party. Everything in their party.
A chime from Biggie the Pirate, and crown is for sale for, looks like 6,400 gold, roughly.
Looks like we're running around with a Burger King birthday crown.
Look, Dark Elf's got weird tastes.
Hey, growing up, I wanted one of those things, okay?
I mean, I'm an adult and I want one of those.
It's because you never stopped being a kid, then.
Look, growing up's a sucker's game. No good white magic, but Lit 3 and Temper at level 2 here. I suspect that the White Mage may not be long for this world unless they really want to keep her alive for the potential for getting their hands on later good spells.
Yeah, there's no very early life or fade or even good harm spell. I mean, or even a good heal spell. I mean, you probably, unless something comes up in the level 3 and 4s that changes the mind, probably going to be not long for the world with the White Mage. There was also Lock 2 at level 2, but when you have the other 2 spells, Temper and Lit 3, you're probably not going to spend those charges on Locked.
Alright, and on Leggy's side, Matoya's Cave has a canal, so there's our loose canal, so we have full world access, basically. Canoe canal start, which is always kind of the nightmarish start on these flags. And for some reason, Matoya's retirement fund was 18k and an Aegis shield?
That's some retirement, I can tell you that. I mean, I would gladly retire with an Aegis shield and 18,000 gold.
That's a lot of gold. And Leggy's going to go back to Provoca and probably fill out in terms of gearing out here in items.
And don't forget the canal. Plenty of dirt to buy also.
All right, Leggy's beelining right back to pick up the fancy Burger King hat.
Even Leggy wants to be a princess, okay?
Don't blame her. It's a good gig if you can get it.
I'm jelly. That's all I can say. Yeah, the shield will be awesome to have. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that they might not even get a chance to see because you need detail to promote to equip it. And it does have a fairly nice property on it, eliminating poison damage. So it's kind of nice, probably the best shield you could say, you know. And unfortunately, it's a late game item for the night only.
Yeah, also does end up giving, defense against things like crack, and if an enemy happens to pull, Brack out of the pool, you're protected from that as well, which is not the worst thing. And it's got a bunch of defense, so...
And the housing market is not terrible, but definitely a little overpriced. Definitely gotta wait for the property values to come down a little bit.
Level 3 Black Magic not living up to the hype, Stop, Sleep, Bane, and something else that I didn't really care about. White Magic at 3, Harm 4, White Mage locked, Invis 2, White Mage locked, wow.
Well, that Viz 2 especially might keep the White Mage around, at least for a handful of levels, so they can get some charges. You know, and I guess it depends on where the white shirt is, and oh yeah, that level 4 looks...
Fade level 4 promo lock, but there's Nuke at 4 as well, so not a worry there. So we get our Tri-Sweepers we get our Big Sweepers at 4. Scylla's gone back to purchase a crown and stock up on heal pots a little bit here. I guess with no good healing magic and Volcano on their mind, most likely.
Wow, it's like they finally give a good excuse to keep the White Mage, and then they're like, nah, you can have Nuke. Enjoy.
I mean, the big thing in the first 4 levels that we have not seen Cure 4 or Life Magic. So, no real big spells for our Knight today.
We also see a 65,000 gold bracelet inside the shop here. The max value for that pretty nice piece of equipment, armor for Team Squish.
Yeah, Leggy with a slight lead here, it looks like, just kind of getting out of the gate a little bit more quickly and taking advantage of that, stretching the lead out a little bit, but we're still early. She's going to go ahead and dock here at Astos' castle.
Oh yeah, Leggy has a nice little setup here, can turn into Crown and then go do the Adamant back-to-back and get a couple... And the TNT, look at that. See, it's almost like it wrote itself.
Efficient routing to start always looks good, makes you feel good. Sylverfyre in the same place right now, so has not yet been to Elfland, does not know what wonderful things await them there.
Well, the good news is couldn't even use any of that wonderful stuff yet anyways, because it's too high of a level to cast at their level. And welcome to the bridge boss, 9.5 minutes in.
Not bad, not bad. And Leggy gets to see her own name there, as she is one of the developers, as well as an arbiter. And of course, Sylverfyre is one of the community admins, and they are both tournament organizers and oh gods.
There's going to be a speedy zoom seed, but then maybe they'll just throw us the key right here, you know?
That would be the speediest zoom.
Well, that's still pretty good, you know. It's not the key item, but if you're going to find one of the loose items, that's definitely a good one to get.
Big ol' piles o' armor for one of your casters. Always happy to see that. But yeah, speedy zoom indeed, as both of our runners are likely to abandon any plans that they had, you know, probably cancel dinner, you know, grab a couple drinks and then hit the road because, you know, they've got places to be, and those places are just south of Crescent Lake.
Yeah, I got some, got a few free chests you can go check out now once you hit these skies. Don't have to dive directly right into the volcano or into the ice cave to try to find your next progression.
Yeah, to heck
also
with
shout outs to the Hooray Dwarf.
Hooray indeed.
But yeah, that opal bracelet will be nice. It's the best absorb that a one of the robed characters can get. So it's good at 32 absorb to this early in the game is really good.
I mean, and even in the late game, you know, just giving yourself just a little bit of extra defense from a very angry carrier, Kraken 2, can sometimes be the difference between making it through Topher and having your party get, you know, forcibly ejected from the past.
I would like to say, Mad Morrow, that we could blame Demarine for this seeds, but I feel like that's not going to work right now. Maybe we need to see something else before I can blame her.
I was just going to blame Fred.
Fred and the vanilla floater at Adamant. I agree.
Wait. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I'm sorry.
Oh, they're They look like caves. They're just a different color. One has a little bit of frost. One has a bunch of dwarfs in it. I mean, you can obviously with those white beards, you can obviously make mistakes.
So Fast is going to be dead for our runners. It's in slot 2. Life 2 at 6 in slot 3. I believe that's the exit slot. So enjoy your post-promotion Life 2 only.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's going to be some kind of life, but yeah, without the white mage, that's going, yeah, they're going to lose out on that life at least.
Yeah, and Fast is just completely out, so...
Yeah, that fighter gets a little bit less valuable without, like, something like a Mazmune and a Power Gauntlet to really buff them up.
Yeah, runners will be grateful for that early temper to kind of push the fighter, but it's not really kind of where you want to be.
And we did get a slab from the old men, who are not actually confused, sadly.
And other old man gives us the ruby, which is access to the Titan's Trove check. One check there. That is actually an incentive item.
Yeah, the poor big old blue guy decided to stash away potentially an important item, and he only eats the finest in jewelry. So we're gonna help him out and go hopefully raid his beautiful treasury.
No, his treasury's not that beautiful, but a Thor hammer is going to be useful for the white mage. Potentially gives you the ability to cast Lit 2 in combat.
Hey, Thor at 13 minutes in is not something that terrible to see. I mean, if this was 53 minutes in, they would probably throw that Thor at the Titan as it walked away.
Hey, Titan, what funk?
Your treasury is terrible, and so are you. Here, have something else to eat.
Level 5 exit is accessible at this point right off, though, which is kind of nice. And level 5 also gives us warp accessible right off, so all our teleportation magic is sitting here waiting for us.
You know what else is not there, though? Is the life spell, which means keeping that white mage alive might be almost required if you want, especially with the white magic and stuff for the night, you know, so... Or...
So our white magic options here, then, are, if we promote, we will have access to Life 2 on our red mages. It is level 6, which is probably just fine, honestly. We will absolutely lose access, most likely. There's a 1 in 8 chance that we will have access to either Cure 4 or Life, or Cure 4 or Heal 3 on the red mages, but otherwise those are probably both gone to us if we don't level the white mage.
Yeah, I think the way the magic is turning out, you're almost gonna be forced to keep a white mage, the white mage alive, and either go with a 4-man party or let one of the red mages take a rest for a while.
I think there is still an argument for maybe resting your white mage here, but we'll see what they do. Like, there's arguments for both. Both seem real interesting. So we've got Leggy here in the Cardia Isle, so she's going to start looting it up because, like you said, there's a bunch of free chests here.
Free chests and not a whole lot of gear, but they've already found 2 of the 3 non-important key items from the incentivized locations. So they're going to have to go searching chests for at least 1 key item.
Yeah, and there's Sylverfyre proving me right, as I'm done for the day. I'm out. I'm good. You got this, High Spirits?
Hey, that's why I'm 2 and 3. I can call it like it is.
Ice Sword Mage Staff here in the Cardia Isles in the forested location.
More fire, why not?
Yep.
And the dragons doing what they do best, guarding the chests. They're guarding their treasure.
Do not want people to steal their 5,383 gold.
At least it's a weapon now for the fighter. At least the beginner. I like to call it baby's beginner weapon or sword. You know, it's a good start, get you somewhere, but you don't really want to be using it at the end of the game.
Yeah, going into Topher with an Ice Sword, generally unwise, but, just generally speaking, though, Topher is, not always great at that point.
And dinner is served now. Delicious.
Trying to get a read on how much HP dinner has, because this looks like a pretty tough stake right now.
Well, to be fair, Leggy is casting Lit 3 on a Tyro, so you're not asking to do a whole lot of damage. Doesn't have enough levels yet to get the charges of Fate and Nuke.
Decide to take a reset instead, because that Tyro is beefy. But less beefy potentially here is a Sandworm. This is a much better fight. Although the start of the encounter table looks, after that decent early run, looks replete with problems.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Sandworm rolled very low either, so definitely the critters, the giant critters are going to make it a little tough.
Let's see what the game plan is. Leggy is going to turn in that slab in Lufane, while sylverfyre is at the Caravan Oasis, locking in that heal potion pile. Wants to have the full stack. I know Syl in practice has favored early Volcano plays, while Leggy in this wide open situation is chasing down each key item as they can find. And yeah, okay, so Syl, again, still right on Leggy's tail.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that they're doing the early slab check here, because it's so much work to go potentially for a key item. But I guess since they've already found the Thor Hammer and the Opal Bracelet, it's probably a decent. You're probably going to expect to get something here. I mean, they're not going to give you the Power Gauntlet and force you to search everything for the key items, right?
I mean, a Power Gauntlet or tail here would assure that one loose item is absolutely required, but no, that's the cube for Sky Access. So Sky is in play right now for both of our runners. The 50 treasure chests, the horrendously dangerous encounters.
And still probably, well, they might be up to, yeah, I think they're up to one charge of Fade and Nuke right now.
I think Leggy finds the real reward for taking this particular path, which is, those are Zombles. That's kind of what you want to be fighting here with Fire 3. Syl is going about the Tyro.
Definitely easier to kill than that Tyro.
Yeah, Syl is going about the Tyro by throwing down with a bunch of tempers on the fighter and then trying to slash through the Tyro, but the Tyro has like a billion hit points, so we'll be here a hot minute.
Yeah, that's definitely not a baby steak today. We got ourselves a good porterhouse running around.
Yeah, still pushes out level 9 on 2 characters and 8 on the other. Leggy is just going to hit level 11 on everybody here, hitting a Zomble pack and a Giant pack, which both were great for her, so she's a little bit better in terms of where she is in the encounter table. Burns a house for spells. Nuclear launch online for Leggy here.
We talked about this offline, okay? It's nuke, not nuclear.
Alright, wait.
That was my argument, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're getting all weird and technical here. But, 100 to 400 non-elemental damage per cast. Nothing resists it, but, sometimes you just do less damage. It is, of course, a great spell.
Yeah, it does a little bit of damage, The good things it gets around specific elemental resistances. I think enemies can still technically resist it, but it just doesn't do less than 100 damage.
Yep, we do get a bit of a divergence here. Sylverfyre is in the desert in front of Mirage Tower, so is going to go Sky. Leggy gets... That was a death touch. That looked like it was either a death touch or just a straight kill, but Leggy gets dropped in the desert here and has to reset.
Yeah, I didn't quite see what had the death touch there. I was looking at Sylverfyre at the time.
Yeah, no, I looked over and saw the Slain at the bottom. I didn't see the Zap right above it, though, or the other ability. So, lots of dangerous abilities floating around out here on the way to Ordeals.
Yeah, there is one death touch in the enemy pool, and it is nice to find it on a regular random encounter if you can, because then none of the endgame bosses is going to have it.
Death touch Kraken 2. It seems like it's redundant, but it could still kill the heck out of you.
Oh please, Kraken 2 does not need death touch. Just attacking is death touch from Kraken 2. That's almost a waste. You're almost giving it a break by giving it death touch.
But yeah, first major divergence here. Still, again, Mirage 1. Leggy is going to do ordeals and continue chasing key items. Likely looking to kind of find out how many loose items she is looking for this seed, potentially.
Yeah, I noticed Silver did pick up Ice too also, which is great because it's going to do a lot of damage to these Chimeras, who did seem to roll up a bit because they look beefy. Very, very beefy.
Yeah, but still picking up 3,500 experience there, so just gonna cash out some heal potions here to help get the run outside successful. Knowing the encounter table is less than favorable. Leggy finds some sorcerers. They're gonna get a Face Full of Lit 3, it looks like, and a Thor Hammer use.
Speaking of more good uses for Ice, Unrunnable Nightmare Badman pack with Crack, though. Ooh.
And Bane on...
Badman with Crack.
Badman with Crack could stop you up pretty in early Topher. Leggy ran into... Leggy got Baned out of here, so that was also unpleasant. Sorcerers knowing Bane.
Yeah. See, the problem with the Badman, though, is there's that one trap tile. There's like 6 to 8 or 6 to 9 Badmen. And if that's required, that until they can get some protection from that, that could be trouble.
Yeah, extremely dangerous, but, you know, we'll see how that goes. So Sill's like, yeah, I got blowed up real bad by Crack, I'm out of here.
Ooh, the dry-aged stake is out to play now.
Dryad Stake refuses to die, though, very quickly, so Sill is good and done with that. No major finds in Mirage 1. Mirage 1 was pretty empty.
Yeah, unfortunately, Silver is not going to have any access to life anytime soon, so... if at all, so those deaths are going to be very painful for.
Yeah, Leggy's on her second Ordeals dive right now, trying to make some headway. Catches a Face Full of Bane. Catches a Face Full of Bane.
And it looks like they get initiative. Looks like they drew an initiative script too.
Wait, really? Oh, that's not cool. So Sky, of course, is now even scarier, knowing that sorcerers can show up on the upper floors of Sky when you're way deep in the dungeon. Have already done a lot of work. They might show up and ruin your day. So that's not fun. Ice Cave.
Protection.
Yeah, gotta get those. Pro rings don't work against that. Ribbons only. Your Aegis Shield will also help against that, but we're not promoted.
Yep. Probably another good reason, if you find the tail soon, get that promotion so you can at least get some protection on one of your characters against it.
Yep, Sylverfyre's getting caught up on the old shopping here. Heal 3 was at... Oh, I'm sorry, Heal 3 was at 4 and I missed it. That's actually really important. That's a really big healing spell.
Heal 3 and Evade, yeah. Also, the other lock spell is at the same level as Nuke, but thankfully, since they know that the Knight most likely is not going to be the greatest, since they're not going to have any charges of fast, lock is definitely diminished.
Yeah, again, I think that Heal 3 is just so important. Having the double Heal 3 caster can be a really big deal in Topher. Sometimes if you get initiative after the turn after you get nuked, it can be the only way to kind of get yourself to bounce back.
See a Nachos Grande pack in the Nightmare spot. Could be decent experience. You can burn a few charges potentially.
Yeah, it looks like Leggy's looking more for things that she can point these Fire 3s at, and of course sweeps up this pack of Mummies and Wiz Mummies real quick. She's just pushing on here through Ordeals. Nothing interesting here either. Pro Ring pickup.
Hey, getting Pro Rings right now are still going to be helpful. I mean, we haven't even seen them in shops yet. There has to be, what, Onrak or Gaia, I think, are the last... Or no, Gaia is the last place, I think, that can have them.
Yeah, that would probably be where they are, so... And there's a ribbon, too, in Ordeal. What? wait, hang on, back.
2 ribbons.
Wait, run that back. I'm a little confused here.
That wasn't deja vu. There was actually 2 ribbons. So, hey, you get a tail in here... You got 3 people who can survive the Bane. Suddenly it's not so bad.
Oh, it still is scrapping on the Moss Immune from Volcano Armory, so we are getting the freest of gear, it looks like, here.
And we got music, too. What is this? Free Enterprise?
Oh, if only. Wait, what?
We got the loot inside Ordeals.
So all of a sudden, all of our problems are solved right now. Double ribbon plus Moss Moon in chests that our runners are pretty much 100% likely to check.
Yeah, I think Silver is pretty much guaranteed to have at least 2 ribbons when this is done, because even if you're in go mode, most of the time, unless you literally have everything, those are very easy checks that take almost no time at all to pick up.
Yeah, those are not out of the way at all. In fact, the first chest is 0 steps, so you'll pretty much grab the first chest.
And we do know that Silver's not going to have more than 1 ribbon at most coming into here, so most likely not going to have literally everything before go mode.
Yeah, the encounter tile, fire elementals are actually catmen. Sylverfyre, of course, is going to nuke them aggressively for a big pile of experience.
Yeah, that's actually a good trap tile, I think, to find up here in the fire spot, because you can burn those nukes, because it's the only thing they don't resist, nuke and fade, and exit out and get a bunch of experience and head back in.
Yeah, just, at this point you're just reloading, really.
Now it looks like Leggy's trying to decide where to go. 2 obvious choices right now are Ice and Volcano, but Waterfall is up there too.
Yeah, we don't actually have access to Sea Shrine yet, no Oxyale sighting, so this is not always the most exciting play. I know that a couple of runners have made this play and plucked Oxyale out of the Waterfall, and they feel real good, but otherwise it seems like it's always a little bit out of the way. Syl just nuking down some EXPs as well. Party's pushing out to level 17 already. The experience is just flowing.
Yeah, that early dive into Sky is definitely helped, but then finding all of the Sky monsters in here helps too, so basically still in Mirage Tower and Sky Cave, I've been told to call it.
I don't understand that one. It's in the sky, it's definitely not a cave.
I mean, it looks like a cave, if this was Tecmo Secret of the Stars or something.
Is there a Tecmo Secret of the Stars randomizer? Because that would be real bad.
I'm sure there's not even enough people who want to play that game, let alone figure out how to randomize it.
We here at the Final Fantasy Randomizer do not espouse or expect that you go out there and find the cursed content. Please do not go find the cursed content. Please do.
Unless you want to have a bad time.
Tecmo Secret of the Stars is way worse than Final Fantasy.
Yeah, but it has a boss named Bad, okay? Come on. It looks like Sylva's got plenty of levels, plenty of charges, so time to go dive Volcano, see what's at the incentivized, and maybe find one of those other loose key items, because I believe there has to be at least one loose key item right now.
Yeah, there's unless it's both tail and Power Gauntlet loose. We are likely still chasing a loose item for at this point. But there is the incentive chest. Red Dragon chest is incentivized. This is Fire Week repeat. So we got to go do that.
Hey, at least I didn't tell them to go look for lunar. Okay, I won't say the rest of it.
Yeah, no, stop that. That's awful. Have you considered Quest 64?
Yes. Can't wait to get around to it. And that is how Dem holds her tongue for a moment.
Yeah, basically. It looks like, though, Leggy has decided to, has not yet res Zoe at this point in time, so is resting a red mage here, like you said. I think, yeah, real interesting use of strategy, but I think both runners are going to go on a trio here.
I mean, it's basically the idea that we both gave, so one's listening to you, one's listening to me.
Yeah, but Syl
none of them are listening to us, but you get the idea.
Syl never listens to me, though. Like, not even in practice.
Well, I actually like the waterfall cave, because you do got the one trap tile here, decent check, and you get a bunch of chests that are nowhere, not out of the way, and there's some fairly decent experience, especially at the range, when you're in the mid-teens or so. It's fairly decent experience to get it.
Yeah, stocking up, of course, as well here, so...
Saw some flame armor there in the room for Syl.
So Matoya's crystalline eye is installed in the robot? Weird.
Poor robot will never see again.
The robot...
it doesn't look like it can see anyways. It's basically wandering aimlessly through a small room.
I mean, the robot understands the meaning of sacrifice and giving up a part of itself to assist in saving the world.
Well, we can't say it knows it. It just maybe it's programmed to do it.
Alright, so arachnids are packing Blizzard, by the way, so Earth likely to be a lot of fun.
And who's laughing over that Thor hammer now?
And it looks like looking at Leggy's spell spread, I don't see any exit magic over there, so no exit,
I
no
don't see
warp.
warp either, so they either didn't have the money or it's on the dead one.
That's why you put it on 2, just to be safe, so we're gonna have the long walk out of Waterfall here.
It could have been also money at the time.
Yeah,
Because they got the floater really early on. They weren't really rich.
yeah, living that broke life.
Those are a lot of levels on Silverfyre right now, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, Leggy's honestly not far behind. Syl's in 18, and Leggy's now got the trio at 16, so, you know, lots of experience. Again, just 33 minutes in, just the experience. You get the big sweeper spells, and the experience just flows.
Yeah, but Leggy also has that other red mage at a much higher level than the white mage for silver, so that could also play a role when they need more spells or whatnot.
Yep, Red Dragon tile is Concentresses and Mummies, so a good low-level tile. Just going to pick this up real quick, probably won't get a level from it. Fade on these Nightmares is going to clean up for Leggy here, and we find one loose item will be required at this point in time. There's Dead End number 3. We have the tail in Volcano.
Gotta get searching those chests.
Yeah, now...
And we know that there's no key items in Volcano, so...
Yep,
We can only hope for Marsh still. It's still possible.
Marsh is still in play. Syl does not quite know what we know yet, though, because we have the advanced knowledge from Leggy as well of what's going on the map. So we know that our runners will need to locate at least one loose item to complete the seed.
Yep, and right now we have the Crystal and the Ice Cave is the outstanding ones that we know about incentivized locations. That could still be something. So... if you want to see potentially a true disaster, root for the Power Gauntlet.
Alright, Leggy's going to be at Cornerian. Sylverfyre's going to give us our first look at a Fiend here with this 3-party with Masamune and a billion levels.
I mean, do we need to? I mean, it's if you blink, it'll be over. Unless Carrie rolled a lot of health.
Or decides to, like, be packing damage poison or something. I don't know. Carrie'd need to be real dangerous.
The blind is kind of dangerous. Hey, the herb from we got another here. Now we can start calling Fred. Okay?
Oh god, yeah. Now we gotta bother Fred about this. Fred doesn't even develop this randomizer. We're gonna yell at Fred.
Poison touch. Now that's terrifying. So Carrie has poison touch.
Carrie also has a severe weakness to hardened Japanese steel, clearly, as Sylverfyre will light our first orb of the match at 35-10 and heads over to Ice Cave. Leggy's going to give us a look at this herb and give us a look at what's going on here.
And the key.
I mean,
so what is going to be an Ice Cave here?
I don't know. Leggy's going to start searching the keylock chest, though, now that she's got that going on. Probably looking for an endgame sword. We know where that is, but she's also going to find a Zeus gauntlet. So she's also looking for 2 loose items, so this makes a ton of sense.
That, I think, pretty much guarantees that either the rod or Oxiel has to be loose.
Yeah, and that is very true. So we do have a loose rod or Oxiel at the least here. And of course, in a seed where we probably wanted the Power Gauntlet, given the location of Fast, as unlearnable, this gets interesting. This gets interesting real quick.
Yeah, the Power Gauntlet is the actual other loose item, and no one ever gets around to it. It's going to make Topher potentially a little bit more fun to play with.
Yep. So let's use Self-Cast Saber. Each Self-Cast Saber increases your damage by 16 per hit. This may not sound like a lot, but when you're hitting 5 times with a Masamune at level 24, you know, it's a potential another 90 damage that you're adding on to your damage roll, which is pretty fantastic. Sylverfyre warping back up to the ice chest to show us the Oxiel. So we know that our loose items are the Power Gauntlet and the rod. So the rod is rod's out there still.
Oh no, one of them has to be the bottle leading to the other one.
Oh, right. I don't have
You
the
still
bottle
got
yet
a
on my list
bottle
of
out
things to
there.
do.
So there's a bottle. Yep. So the bottle is definitely one loose, and then the other one question is, what's the other one?
Please rescue our tiny fairy friend. Oh, wow. Sylverfyre finds a premier grind tile. Gonna drop a Bane on these Saurias, and they have low magic resistance, so that's gonna be pretty effective.
Yeah, they got a lot. They got a lot of useful spells with Bane, Ice 2, Nuke. Ton of experience.
Sauria generally outshadowed by their larger and slightly more experienced rich brethren, the Agama, but Sauria are still... you see this tile and you are a very, very happy speedrunner.
I mean, no one's come up with sorry effects yet, you know, but they're not going to apologize.
Yeah, this is true. So Sylverfyre with the Orblet, Leggy has cleared up North Continent completely at this point. So that's kind of been our divergence so far, and now Leggy is going to try and mop up these undead and keep on moving down through the dungeon.
Yeah, normally that would be a great grind tile if at 38 minutes in, Silver wasn't already level 20, with still like air and water to go through. So not really needed for a grind.
Oh, there we are. And Sylverfyre finds the loose rod, and it is in the Ice 6-pack.
Wow, that's no mode. That was slightly less exciting.
Yeah, so I guess we're kind of in jet mode here.
Yeah, the only other loose item is the bottle, which will lead to the power gauntlet. So until Silver gets to... Oh, this is a good grind tile.
More premium grind in this dungeon at this point in time, although Lit 2 is going to make this a little bit less palatable right now.
Yeah, if like Leggy has the two ribbons though, so suddenly, you know, the gas dragons are a little bit nicer.
Yeah, gonna have to cash out 3 nukes here to take him out. They're, of course, Gas Dragon healthy, but now Red Mage is still 22 and 21.
Yeah, these are some really good trap tiles down here.
Yeah, so far gonna strap the Moss Immune to a different Red Mage because, well, you can't swing it when you're dead.
So if Leggy goes to Volcano after this, she should be in go mode. Because you should pull the rod out of here, and would get the Mazmune and can just go mode the next 3 dungeons.
Yeah, just at that
along
point.
with having the town.
Yeah, at that point you just start zipping along. Leggy finds Sorcerers here in Ice Cave, but does run successfully, so Cersei's very happy about that. She's going to attack on her Oxyelf by warping back up, so she did go and stop and buy warp at least, or has the charges for it now, one or the other. Sylverfyre has successfully escaped from Ice Cave.
Yep, Silver will probably hit the North Circuit now. Get Ordeals. I don't know, does Silver go to Ordeals first? Considering it's kind of an optional dungeon, I'm guessing they will.
I don't know, Syl flying around the world here, a little bit indecisive at the moment, is going to go stop at Cave Bahamut for promotion first. And then will give us the decision on what they're doing next.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to go do Waterfall and Oxyel, because that probably makes the most sense first. Which means they could end up clearing a lot of Sea Shrine.
I think the flip side of that is that Syl and I are practice partners. I think it's not a secret that they and I play randomizers together an awful lot.
Never seen that before. I don't know what you're talking about.
No idea what I'm talking about. All right, and so Syl, of course, knows that my strategy, once I have one loose key item in my back pocket, is to basically treat it like a miniature go mode and just go do what's required. We'll see if Syl decides to hold to that or if they deviate from that specific plan, but we'll find out in a minute.
Looks like they're going and stocking up some magics and stuff now.
Yeah,
Now that they got promotion going.
Life 2 is available. I think that makes a lot of sense. Leggy, Rod in hand, does find it.
So here's the question: is Leggy going to pull the tail out of Volcano? Because Leggy is in go mode right now.
That's the hard... Yeah, this is...
Also, the Mazmune. I mean, she might not think she has enough gear, so she might at least check the armory, which would be good, but will she check the incentivized chest? Maybe thinking that it could be a power gauntlet or a tail, and it's not really that far out of the way, but this is where it's what it might really come down to. Is
Oh no, here she
Leggy
goes.
is go
She is
so
go
it's not gonna
moding.
get Mazmune.
She zips by the armory. With the 2 ribbons in hand, kind of makes sense, but you got an ice sword. You got an...
Yeah, you got a nice sword. You have to at least check. I think you have to at least check the heavy, dense chests.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more dense than the armory that's very fast to get to.
Yeah, and so at this point in time, Leggy's routing, while very efficient and puts her in go mode at 42 and change, has also led her a little bit astray, unfortunately, as is the nature of Randomizer.
She also has the key, which might, like, put that, hey, I'm going to check the key lock chest since they're fast and easy and no encounters. That's another thought that could be going through.
Yeah, we'll see if she grabs the Red Dragon chest, expecting maybe that if she goes without promotion, she'll need the Power Gauntlet, and then run up into the Tail, which is also, at this point, honestly, just as good, because Tail is life 2.
Yeah. Okay, checking at least a couple of chests, so maybe go for this incentivized?
She is dipping into Red Dragon Room, so that's going to get her the Tail, at least.
So she'll at least get a promotion, but still doesn't have the best armor, doesn't have a good weapon. The only thing you got going is a couple of ribbons.
Yeah, but they're free ribbons, and Sylverfyre is in ordeals right now, and you know what that means.
Yeah, they're gonna get 2 ribbons coming up here very fast.
Yeah.
I still would say Silver is just in the lead just because of gear. And they're gonna have 2 ribbons very soon, and finding the key after that won't take too long.
Yeah, this is very true, and just the major thing here is, again, the Mazmune is a true tide turner. Best weapon in the game by a margin.
That's what cost me my last race, is extremely hard Topher, and my opponent, because of routing, picked up a Mazmune. I had an Excalibur, and I just couldn't beat the bosses that were packed full of nuke and nuclear, and you know, after 2 attempts, I couldn't win, so Mazmune is that much of a game changer.
Yeah, no, Mazmune absolutely just breaks the game wide open in a lot of ways. Of course, you can also equip it pre-promotion. Everybody can equip it. It's that good.
It would be slightly more helpful if Fade and Nuke wasn't level 4, so you had like 9 charges of it instead of, you know, 5 or 6.
If you grind hard enough, you can make that magic happen.
I mean, if Leggy knows the trap tiles... Hey, there is a Thunder on Carrie, look at that!
Wow, so Carrie does...
Go figure!
Carrie does break out with the Thunder, but that's a lot of nukes and fades. More nuke charges than sense wins the day, and Leggy Starscream is going to light up her Forced Orb in this race at roughly 45 and some seconds.
When she gets there, some second.
When she gets
for Leggy.
Yeah, she's gonna fly away from hardened Japanese steel that she didn't know was there in the first place. Still gets the first ribbon and is gonna see the second ribbon once.
And equips it. Equips it, and then's gonna go get into an encounter, and then they're gonna find, oh, there's another one here.
Leggy not yet promoted, so not gonna get Life 2 on the Red Mages just yet.
But hopefully Leggy can pick up an easy Excalibur somewhere at least.
Yeah, and if Sylverfyre does decide to go visit the Waterfall Robot first before doing anything else, can find out if they are in go mode or not.
Probably will find out, because when it comes down to then, like, basically 50-50. Best to check the one key item. Well, actually, no, for them it's not 50-50 yet, because you gotta go from the crystal into the herb, but... probably better than trying to dive all of Sea Shrine when you already have a million levels.
Yeah, and a Moss Immune, 2 ribbons. Your core party's level 22. Maybe you just avoid that for a hot minute. I mean, Leggy will need Syl to decide to do some unnecessary looting here to kind of catch back up a little bit, or Leggy will need to like run into an Excalibur or Vorpal to be able to ply her trade in Topher a little bit more efficiently.
Yeah, Leggy, I mean, can completely be in Topher much faster than Syl, but the question comes down to can she survive Topher with what she has?
Yeah, I mean, she's running the full quad party, and it's very likely that she pushes this quad party into the mid-20s. She saw the Soria tile.
And the Gas Dragons. I mean, Gas Dragons weren't doing anything very much except for Lit 2, and Lit 2 is not a problem when you have ribbons.
Yeah, or levels, but both are the same. And no, Leggy's headed to the right. Leggy is turned right at Albuquerque, and she is on her way to see the mermaids. It looks like so. This is a bit of a detour.
Yeah, banking on mermaids having equipment she needs.
So Syl has brought back the White Mage as well, so now has the full quad. Leggy has maintained the full quad here, so Syl's core is around level 23, with the White Mage catching up to level 12. Leggy's core is around level 21, with the last Red Mage catching up to about 17.
Hey, at least they got plenty of thunder for Sea Shrine.
Yeah, gonna just bring that down on our enemies' heads here. Sharks have Scorch. That's funny at this point in the game.
It's one of those abilities that seems terrifying 40 minutes ago. And the lovely, always unrunnable Sahagin fight.
No one likes that fight. Sylverfyre is graced by Out of Bounds Bat here in Waterfall Cave. Leggy gets a Lit 3 off, which is not going to kill the Wizard Sahags, but Red Sahags are going to go down just fine.
Yeah, this poor fight, always unrunnable because it is linked to the pirate encounter way back that you saw a long time ago. And since that is unrunnable, this one is unrunnable. Although I heard in the newer versions they might be able to run from it potentially.
Maybe one day. Today is not that day, however, friends.
Yeah, today you will not be running from that pack. Mazmune was in the armory of Volcano, which Leggy was in go mode by the time she went there, so she completely skipped the armory.
Yeah, now she's here checking mermaids, looking for an endgame sword instead, and is gonna. Looks like she is getting, pretty hard blanked here.
Yeah, I think she would have had a very comfortable lead if. Ooh, she didn't actually go to the slab chests, so skipped out on 3 of the chests.
Alright, Syl has ditched North Continent temporarily to find out if they are in go mode. We already know the answer to that question, though.
Well, no, right now, but they will be shortly.
Yep, we know. They will know once they land in Elfland. Knowing. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Knowing Syl's piloting.
Echo.
Yeah, we just want to talk. Can we just talk?
Ugh. Sounds like we've been talking for 50 plus minutes already. No one wants to hear us talk anymore. What are you talking about?
The rest of this Final Fantasy Randomizer race will be accompanied by light music.
Do 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 do.
Where were we?
Cricket. So Sylv is in go mode. And now it's just a race to, well, it's a pretty lopsided race right now when it comes to gear. But it's still a race. I think Leggy is really hoping that an Excalibur just magically appears in one of these really easy to get chests.
Magic Excalibur turns you into the Queen of England, by the way.
Well, we do know that they are a princess with the BK crown.
Yeah, both of our runners are scooping up experience at immense rates. Sylverfyre is in Sky. Leggy is over here in Sea Shrine. The experience is flowing. Vampires are looking kind of dangerous.
Yeah, one hit that poor Zoe there for 240 damage. But one thing we haven't talked about is none of them have any equipment outside of that opal ring. And I think Silver found fire armor inside the volcano dive. So they're really running around without any absorb on most of their party.
Yeah, max cost gold bracelet's not exactly the most pleasant thing either, so... There's a Sun Sword, so maybe Leggy says, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna end game with a Sun Sword.
Yeah, that's good enough. Probably.
I mean, it's been done before. It's not pleasant, and it's not the most fun thing you could be doing, but it's been done.
Oh yeah, you can definitely do it. And speaking of a not a fun trap tile is Ghosts on the Blue Dragon. Ghost hit really... I heard Ghost hit really hard.
Yeah, Ghosts are one of the hardest hitters in the game, and so Syl just lets their knight die so they can cast Life 2. And we know these Batmen are actually dangerous.
Yep. Sylv knows that too, because they ran into the first ones. And, well, giving it a crack.
I mean, two ribbons on 2 red mages, and Batmen have about 175 hit points, it looks like.
Yeah, I think Ghosts... Am I correct in saying they have the second highest base strength behind Chaos in the vanilla game?
I forget precisely where they stand. They're near the top of the heap. Syl now remembers to equip that second ribbon because the second red mage got cracked successfully, and then Syl went, oh, I must not have this ribbon equipped.
Oops. Someone did mention that in chat. I hope they remember.
I mean, after your character who you think has a ribbon on it dies to an instant death effect, it's almost tradition to stop and go, wait, did I equip that ribbon? Did I just get 3 out of 256?
You see, that's where we vary, because when something like that happens to me, I go, yeah, I got 3 and 256. Not even going to think about it. Some of us just have the cloud over our head when it comes to RNG, you know? The rain cloud that just follows us. Even though I'm sitting at my PC commentating with you, it's still raining.
Absolutely. So Sylverfyre, absolutely done with treasure chests, skips the green chests on Sky 3, buzzing through Sky as fast as possible, buzzing through this Wizard Vampire. We've got Kraken on the right screen here. Let's see if Kraken's scary. Opens with Blizzard on two ribbons, not very scary.
And, well, I would say get your Bless RNGs on, but they took one step and prayers were already answered. There is a Warmech.
Warmech opening on stop here, gonna lock down the fighter, lock down the white mage. So, Warmech is setting up for kill shots here. It looks like. Let's see what happens. One hit, but 200 damage on that knight. Oof.
That's actually kind of nice to see. 200 damage hit on your knight from a Warmech.
Yeah, all-out offense here from Sylverfyre. Evades the third hit. Masa swing 560, so Warmech packing at least 1,500 hit points here, it looks like, potentially.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Warmech has very good to hit, because at most getting one hit on the fighter, who doesn't really have the best gear.
Nope. And Leggy, of course, gets through Kraken and finds the real fiend of the water, finds an ambush lobster pack with ice 2 blasts.
Hey, it's just, you know, there's always a boss behind the boss behind the boss. You know, we just found the boss behind the boss. That's all. And Warmech short circuits a little bit, pulls out Lit 2.
Still is incredibly armored and incredibly healthy here. Fade charge coming out, lock 2. Whatever it takes at this point to take down the robot. A big 3 hit with some critical damage. There's a downed robot, and the core moves to 27.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's also still very much alive. That was a very healthy war mech.
Yeah, Fighter to 24, Red Mages to 27, Cure 4 is here in Onrak, White Mage, and Red Wizard learnable.
And there's a wall there too. I'm shocked Leggy didn't even pick up at least one of those charges.
Yeah, I mean, only on the White
Could
Mage.
be very, very helpful.
You've already got 2 ribbons. I don't know, maybe you pass it up for just Cure 4 and, you know, letting your Red Mages die on occasion. I don't know. It's a you know, personal preference, but it's 2 orbs for Leggy now.
Well, what if the White Mage dies, huh, Dan? Are you going to be responsible for that?
No, because then I'm dead. No, 'cause I'm dead.
Oh, so you're shedding responsibilities now. I see how it is.
Yes! Sylverfyre cuts...
You're not getting out of it that easy just because you died, okay?
Look!
Get back there and take the blame.
Alright, fine, I'm taking the blame, but Sylverfyre takes down Tiamat while I'm getting yelled at right now. So, 2 orbs on both sides, 2 dungeons to go mode for both runners, it looks like.
Yeah, Tia 1 didn't last very long.
Tia 1 had prior engagements.
Now Leggy can get all the lives and whatnot, now that she's promoted. Unfortunately, she's finding out that she still can't get fast.
But yeah, so both runners on 2 orbs here. So Syl is going to pick up Wall on the White Wizard just in case here.
I don't think Leggy picked up life 2 on the on the Red Mages, on the Red Wizards.
I would hope
She might not know that it's learnable for him.
I mean, she tried to grab fast, so I'm assuming that she's got... I'm going to make the assumption that she has life 2. We're not going to get to see it terribly often because she hasn't really been opening the magic menu, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye out.
Well, to be fair, there's not a whole lot on the second page you want to see anyways right now.
I mean, you've got your teleport magics on the second page, but you don't need that in combat.
Yeah, I think they're trying to avoid teleporting right now.
Alright, there's those Blizzard Arachnids just firing off, getting off 1 Blizzard there, and then there's another Pat Ray. Ooh, wow, this is not cool.
Well, they do say it is cold when you're 6 feet under in the earth.
This is very true. So we did not see the Red Wizard spell lineup for Leggy here. We saw the White Wizard one does have Cure 4, does have Wall, does have Life 2, does have Heal 3.
Yeah, I know Silver did pick up Wall too, I believe, on the Red Mages. On the Red Wizards.
I don't think it was learnable for the Reds. It was just learnable on the White.
Was it? I thought I saw it on Red Wizards. I didn't remember what slot it's in.
I think it was level 7 on-rack slot 2, so out of reach.
Yeah, if it's slot 2, yeah.
Alright, so both of our runners are just unloading spell charges left and right as we hit the 1 hour mark with 2 orbs lit and go mode attained on both sides. Again, the only major difference between our runners this seed was that Leggy's routing took her in such a way that she was in go mode before touching Volcano, and she skipped Armory, skipping Mossmune. So she does not have the big Japanese steel, she's running on a Sun Sword.
Yeah, unless Topher bosses are a little bit squishy, she's going to struggle to get through it.
Syl has a bit of a level advantage as well, so it'll be interesting to see how this ends up playing out. But it's a marginal advantage to Sylverfyre at this point, about an hour in.
Yeah, Leggy still has to go through air, though, so we'll most likely gain a few more levels just trying to get through.
Almost always do.
No matter how much you want to go mode it, you see a big juicy pack that you can kill fairly easily. You just can't avoid it.
Yeah, I mean, you got Manicores, you've got Golems, you've got Eyes, you've got... You know, there's vampires on the lower floors that you're going to want to kill because they're hitting, like, tractor trailers. There's just good stuff everywhere at this point.
The Wiz Vampires ink pack was also unrunnable.
And Wiz Vampires are worth absurd amounts of experience as well, so there's that.
Yeah, I like going to at least dipping the bottom chest in Sky fairly early in the seed. Especially if you have sweeper spells, because if anything, you're going to walk out with several levels, even if you don't walk out with the best gear.
Yeah, the chest had nothing, but still picked up like 4 levels, so it ended up being really useful. Like, still doing
Oh, those arachnids.
sleep and Blizzard's gonna blow away Zoe real quick here and put Leggy down to critical HP at 87.
Never fails that you're that the two people with the ribbons are the last people to act so they can run away.
Alright, Leggy pulls Lich, and channels all the big spells.
Pulled who? Sorry, I
Did you
looked at Sylverfyre.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess you must have looked away for about 4 seconds. There's an elemental fiend at the bottom of Earth Cave. Rumor has it. I'm not sure what happened. Leggy queued up a nuke and then an orb lit up.
Oh. Okay, so probably those ice scorpions after Kraken were probably a lot harder than that fiend fight, right?
Absolutely. So Sylverfyre queues up a cheeky brack and does not get there. But 3 hits
Lobsters. What am I saying? Ugh.
for lobsters. The lobsters are the best.
Ice scorpions, lobsters, they look the same, okay? Come on.
I am so gonna make fun of you later. I'm gonna so make fun of you now.
Yeah, well, you know, I probably deserve it. I've ribbed on you at least a few times so far.
Ice scorpions.
Hey, those would be vicious, okay? If I saw an ice scorpion, I would definitely run.
Look, as the second and I think last member of Team Lobster.
Hey, there's steel armor. You could buy the steel armor here in Gaia. At least give something decent for your fighter. For your...
Potentially, yes. So both our runners, 3 orbs lit here, 104. Leggy's about to hit the base of Mirage Tower, and is likely to zip through this dungeon as fast as possible. Syl is rolling up on Earth and probably has no interest in this place other than going to the bottom and killing what's-his-name with, what's the thing.
I think Leggy is starting to realize that she really needs to find a better sword.
Yeah,
and,
this is a fairly quick check as well, so...
Yeah, it's fairly safe here. You can get out quickly, and question is, will she go doing the greater than less than room? Probably not.
That's a hike. I hate that room.
I know, but 10 chests. Oh, it's so delicious.
But treasure chests, high spirits. Who opens treasure chests in a randomizer?
Well, I do apparently. Hey, come on, okay? Those 10 chests are almost more than what's in the entire Dragon Warrior randomizer, okay? I gotta get excited about seeing chests, okay?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Dragon Warrior Randomizer is very compact.
Well, its problem is it's compact, but spread over a giant map.
It's compact in that way that you can't find anything.
Yeah, Leggy is starting to tear up a bunch of vampires, so gaining levels really fast as she gets 3 encounters in a row.
Yeah, they're just dying to fire 3 straight up, so as long as they don't low roll like that 96, one cast could do the job pretty efficiently. But yeah, Sylverfyre finding that war mech, though, was sort of the thing. And if Leggy's on a reset here, potentially Leggy may also run into war mech. You know, war mech with a Sun Sword is a lot scarier than war mech with a Moss Immune.
Especially if the war mech has a couple thousand health. I mean, Leggy don't have enough charges of nuke to take out war mech.
Yeah, he's got enough charges of temper to get strong enough to take out war mech potentially.
Yeah, but usually you don't want to go into a war mech fight saying, you know, as long as I survive 10 rounds, it'll die.
I mean, you don't want to do that with some of the elemental fiends either, but sometimes that's kind of the plan.
I don't think that's ever the plan. I just think that's the eventuality is all it is.
You make a good point for once.
I don't go into chaos very often thinking, hey, I just gotta buff up and survive 30 rounds, you know? That's just usually what happens when your other 3 squishies die and your knight is the only one left alive after Tier 2.
Look, that's what Cure 4 is for. It fixes all your problems. You do have Cure 4, right?
Yeah, they're dead.
Oh, well. Alright, and so Syl is
I
rolled
can't
up.
blame them because you said you can't blame them when they're dead. When you're dead, so I can't blame you.
So, blink and you'll miss it. Syl has pointed hard Japanese steel at some enemy at the bottom of Earth, and...
Dang it, I missed Lich again!
Who? Yeah, you missed Lich again. Syl took a swing, and Lich was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna take the rest of the day off. Is that cool? So,
To be fair, 1 nuke was enough to kill Lich, too, so...
So yeah, hour 7:30, Silverfyre has all 4 orbs lit and is sitting here in Corneria. Gonna go and buy nothing because Ruse was in slot 2. We find out that at the very end of the thing, but does put it on the white mage, you know.
Hey, at least the white mage will be safe. I mean, they, they do have some charges of invis too. That's pretty much it.
Syl
and
just
terrible armor.
Syl just
I
looked at
wonder
the.
if they're gonna actually look in some easy chests.
I don't know. Syl saw that there was no armor on the white mage and is flying to Elflin to go and buy a gold bracelet.
Yeah, this late in the seed, definitely rich. Can afford those very, very highly priced gold bracelets.
Yep,
and
yeah,
Leggy is gonna try to fight this Warmech, unfortunately.
needs those levels on the same RNG seed as Silverfyre went in on the same hard reset. It looks like so ended up finding the same Warmech one step in. Routing was perfectly the same throughout. Syl's going to get a couple tempers up and is now going to start pointing the big spells.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sylv is gonna finish Topher before Leggy can actually kill this Warmech.
Yeah, Stop is going to lock down nobody here though, so gets a little lucky there.
I mean, to be fair, if it locked down the knight, it really wasn't doing anything anyways.
Yeah, so we are here at 109. Silverfyre hits the black orb and is diving. That was a 4-hit 372 swing, not terribly impressive. But we're gonna keep an eye out for Silverfyre here. Badmen have crack. Mage Fighter looks pretty tame here. Warmech has, again, roughly 1,500-ish or more hit points here because Warmech just refuses to die.
Yeah, Warmech, very beefy. We don't know what comes after Lit 2, though, for Warmech, so...
Let us hope we do not find out.
Oh, this is actually... Leggy's used up all of her charges of Fade and Nuke.
But it's all she needed there. She needs that experience. Core party level 20, between 23 and 25. Again, Silverfyre a little bit ahead on experience going into this Topher as well. Leggy not going to get quite too much more experience. Still hits the loot, and keeps on diving.
Yep, so it looks like Silverfyre ended Topher at about 109. And Leggy will be a couple minutes behind.
Yep.
The only difference is one person has a lot more gear than the other.
I mean, and when we say a lot more gear, it's literally one sword. There's a second
That
Warmech.
is a lot more gear.
Second Warmech, and Leggy doesn't want any part of that robot this time. Not packing the damage, so actually ends up running away. Makes a lot of sense. And she's gonna roll up on Tiamat's orb here now.
It's a good thing that Warmech was runnable, though, because that could have been disastrous if it wasn't runnable.
Yeah, that could have been an absolute. That could have been an absolute gigantic problem. So Leggy's going to stack a bunch of an absolute pile of tempers on the knight here to get that Sun Sword to go through Tiamat's scaly hide.
Yeah, well, she's got a lot of heads. You don't know which one to actually attack, so that's why it's so hard.
It's the third one from the left. Don't tell anybody I told you, though.
Your left or my left? Or her left?
That's a really good question, actually. I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, I'm gonna watch this Lich fight, okay? Because it might actually be challenging. It survived more than one attack, so it's more challenging.
It survived a whole round.
Ooh, I see Silver is using those Harm 4 / Invis 2 charges right now.
Yeah, but that's the end of Lich there. 2 rounds later, Leggy is in the restock process again now. As we just clear 112, Sylverfyre finding an Agama tile here on the fire floor. Generally the least scary of the floors in TOFR. Kind of your last rest spot before you-know-who with the you-know-what and the you-know-where.
Well, to be fair, you also take like 13 steps on the entire floor.
Oh.
Unless you go for the chests.
I mean that's not something I think I've ever done in a randomizer race.
I have, but that was because I was dared to do it.
Were you memeing it up?
Well, it was Volcanic. I mean, I had to make him happy. That Volcanic, you know, Mr. Volcanic is the one who likes to check those chests.
So you're memeing it up, is what you're saying.
Yeah, why not?
Carry 2.
Memeing it up didn't get me in too much trouble in this tournament, so.
Yeah, I take this too seriously. So we got Nuke and Fade firing out. We got an all-out offense on Carry here. About 300 damage. White Mage gets instantly dusted by one swing. So Carry hits very hard. Syl is now interested in casting many nukes because all-out offense and the nuke drops Carry.
I don't think that gold bracelet helped out Sylverfyre very much.
I mean, it made the White Mage's death a little bit less painful.
Yeah, but if you're gonna die, go big, go out comically, you know. Go out comically, you know.
Yeah.
We want to see large numbers.
Absolutely. Leggy's about 3 minutes behind Sylverfyre right now, all things considered. But again, we got to see her take that Sun Sword through some of these fiends. Lich and Carry have proven to be nukeable, though. Not packing a ton of health, so good rolls may just get you through that.
Yeah, they also didn't have anything that seemed dangerous at the beginning of their turn order.
Yeah, I think Lich had Stun Touch, which is not terribly exciting, honestly.
Yeah. So, you know, we know there's a chance that she can go at least a couple of turns without seeing anything terrible.
But it's time. Bring on the squid. Please don't put me in front, Syl. What are you doing?
Catch them.
I don't want this. I don't want...
You got a gold bracelet. You're fine. You can take this. See, you tank that Fire 3 like it was nothing. That Kafrizzle. You tank that Kafrizzle like it was nothing. I told you I'd get that in here somewhere.
You said you'd get that in. I'm super pleased. Alright, 1 Temper, 1 Nuke, 1 Fade, another Night Swing here. Not getting really big spell damage. That was Stone Touch, by the way. The hit was enough to kill the Red Mage outright anyway. But we've got an Evasive Kraken with Stone Touch. And new. Oh wow, Kraken 2 means business.
Not messing around today.
Wow, Kraken 2 is not messing around here. Another Cure 4 coming out. Gotta keep that Red Mage alive here. That's your life magic. Kraken is just not taking damage right now, though.
Yeah, huge absorb on Kraken.
And
Blaze
huge health
is
pool,
probably
too.
the nicest thing to see right now.
But a 3-hit with crit saves the day. Kraken puts the fear of it all in Sylverfyre, but goes down eventually.
Hey, you should be proud of yourself. You are responsible. Oh, you are the reason why they stayed alive. You were tanking those hits. Well, the fire and the other hit, but you still tanked them.
But wait, did I tank?
So the Wiz Vampire pack that is unrunnable in Sky is also here on this floor, I've heard.
Oh, Wizard Vampires. That was a Death Touch from Wizard Vampire, by the way.
They got Death Touch, dang!
Wow, yeah, that's spicy as heck. We didn't want to see that, but I think Syl actually just wanted the Knight to die anyway, because Life 2 is a good spell, I heard.
So unrunnable Death Touch Wiz Vampire. Sounds good.
Well, I'm gonna hug a dragon now.
At least you know Tiamat doesn't have Death Touch. That's
Or
a positive, right?
Death Touch or Stone Touch. Both of those are out of the pool. 4 hits for 280, so Tiamat not really big.
You should be proud of yourself. Oh yeah, Leggy is fighting Carrie, by the way.
Leggy is fighting Carrie. Ooh, wow, Carrie pops off with Nuclear that we didn't see. Down goes the White Mage. Nukes are flying, though, and that's going to be the end of that on Leggy's screen. So 2 Fiends behind right now. Going to have to cap to life 2 here because that sucked.
You tried. You tried. That's what matters.
Alright, Leggy patching up the party here. Syl is just unloading nukes, just unloading damage as fast as possible here. Not too much evasion or defense on, on Tiamat. Crack comes out. 2 ribbons hold. Zoe gets dropped by the Crack, however. 1 last nuke charge. Looking at that 1 last nuke charge.
Yeah, Tiamat is actually hitting fairly decently, though.
Yeah, but
it did go, she did go down. Not terribly high health. Probably close to vanilla.
Yeah, just runs out of gas at the end there. Syl's gonna pop some spells here. Gonna head on down the stairs and makes it to gas floor. There's no encounters here. There's only 1 fight left. The big man himself, Garland 2.
Wait, his name's Garland 2?
I mean, we call all the other fiends by their names, right? It's Lich 2 and Carrie 2 and Kraken 2 and Tiamat 2, so why not Garland 2?
Why can't we call this one Chaos 2000?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That you're blowing my mind here.
Sounds like a rock band, doesn't it?
It really does. So we got double temper starting off. We've got Wall coming out on the other red mage to protect them just in case. Thunder first spell is going to crash through the first 2 party members, but Chaos does not have the armor that is going to be required to get Chaos through this Moss Immune assault.
Yep, so not going to have much invis either, so I think Silver's is going to have to hope that there's nothing terrible. But that Masmune, with all those tempers, is going to hit kind of hard.
Zoe tanks a hit from Chaos and drops like a rock here, so Syl is going to cast, looks like going to cast an Invis 2 here, just in case of Chaos having a billion hit points or Cure 4.
Yeah, Chaos is hitting pretty hard.
But Syl's hitting...
1,000 damage is pretty hard also.
Syl's hitting harder. Let's be real for a minute here. That was a 1,000 damage swing. Chaos dropping Bane, dropping the White Mage with no ribbon.
Yeah, but doing a ton of damage, Silver is just beating up on Chaos, and that's it.
That was that.
GG
yeah.
to Sylverfyre.
GG to Sylverfyre with that Moss Immune, getting the carry going.
And he started off with the early Thunder, and then just a lot of melee, so probably didn't have much of a spell list to work.
Yep, official SRL time 1:19:27. I mean, Leggy had an early lead, was pushing hard, and then things sort of petered out at the end. There's the Kraken nuke just sweeping Leggy's party as she just cannot put out the damage right now. This is about the end of this run for Leggy here.
Yeah, that Sun Sword did get a crit in there for a lot of damage, but gets taken out by Kraken and immediately forfeits from the race. So GG to Leggy. Tried her best with the Sun Sword.
Again, that's kind of the bad luck of routing there, right? Ended up routing in such a way that she could go mode go mode Volcano and did so. Syl loves Volcano.
Routed too efficiently. That's the problem.
she did too well in the early game and then kind of it didn't pay off. While Sylverfyre, of course, did get that Moss Immune and was able to sort of push that to make the magic happen.
Yeah, that Masmune was the huge difference right there. Well, to be fair, Leggy did get high rolled on those nukes, and it took out all 3 of the clothies, so that didn't quite help out.
Hi, my heart is thumping. That Topher was so mean.
And GG, congratulations, Silver. You know, it was pretty mean, but you actually missed the nuclear on Carrie also.
That would have been whatever. Nobody in my party was going to die to nuclear. But I found Stone Touch and Death Touch.
Yeah, it was nice that they were right next to each other.
I mean, Stone Touch at least is protected by ribbons, so you probably weren't too put out by that. But yeah,
But it's coming out of Kraken's melee, so it's like either Kraken's melee is going to do you in, or if that doesn't work, there's still 8 chances of 3 out of 256 or whatever.
You know, it's kind of funny because we were joking at the beginning when we were talking about Death Touch, and Dem's like, it could be on Kraken too, and I'm like, yeah, but that's doing Kraken 2 a favor because it's going to kill you anyways with your attack. Death Touch just is like a waste. It's the same thing with Stone Touch. It's going to kill you anyways.
It's not going to kill it's not going to kill my knight, at least not in one hit. I had Cure 4s. Those Cure 4s did a lot of work.
Yeah, you burned them all in that fight, that's for sure.
I did not have a single Cure 4 left on my entire party by the end of that Topher. And had burnt through, 5 life 2s? I was like, oh yeah, I'm going in with several extra levels over the level 24 that I normally want. That'll make up for the risks I'm taking with not having fast, or it was not so much a risk, but just the fact that I don't have fast. I don't think I would have squeezed through that Topher with level 24.
Well, GG, welcome. Leggy, unfortunate for the end there.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do the dumb dives that don't pay off to even have a chance.
So you want to know what the big difference is in this race? Is Leggy was very slightly ahead, but she routed so well that she was in go mode when she went to Volcano and never went to the Armory.
What was there?
Masmune.
the only thing you needed.
The only thing you needed.
I galaxy brained myself out of doing that, and I'm mad now.
Yep. I know Syl gets on me when I do that, so I guess I could get on you for this as well. Just check Armory, it's right there.
If you already have an endgame sword, sure, whatever.
Ice Sword is not.
And by an endgame sword, I mean, it better be Masa, because, I'm not skipping Armory with a Vorpal sword in hand.
Yeah, that was literally the only difference, too. Because you were working, I think Leggy in the early game, you both took wipes in TOF initial, but Leggy had enough money to buy a 212 gold cabin. So she was able to open up a 2-minute lead in the early game, and the two of you routed pretty much the same. All the way up until you going to Volcano Syl and Leggy clearing out North Side first. So Leggy went to Ice before Volcano and knew she was in go mode before going into Volcano. And then you didn't know go mode until you were on North Continent. Leggy still stopped and grabbed the tail, because Life 2 is a good spell, but ended up not being enough.
Yeah, no, the moment I flew away from Volcano, I was thinking to myself, oh, that's a misplay. There's no way that wasn't a misplay.
Yep, you only had the Ice Sword and at the time, and you hit Gomo and you just skipped all the chests pretty much except for the tail and Volcano, and then after a while we noticed, you went to Sea Shrine, you went to Mermaid, so you started searching for a weapon, and best you could come up with was the Sun Sword, which Sun Sword is all right, but it's not a Masmune or an Excalibur.
And then Carrie punched the White Mage and then decided to go nuclear. And at that point, life was over.
Well, there is some good
so
news.
behind that Carrie 2 was a really mean Kraken to a really mean Tiamat.
Yeah, I was about to say, the best part about that is you didn't see the Stone Touch Kraken 2.
You're right, I did see the Stone Touch Kraken 2 looking it right in the nuke.
Yeah.
I also got nuked from Kraken 2, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I killed 2 of my mages and then I started slamming Cure 4s.
Yeah, you did. You were just wildly slamming Cure 4s on your Red Mage because your Red Mage absolutely had to survive the fight, and you got turn order twice in a row for Cure 4, ran out of Cure 4 charges, and then finally finished off Kraken, who had, near maximum hit points.
2000th, yeah, did the 2000th point of damage, and Kraken 2 finally died.
I think each of the last 3, Kraken, Tiamat, and Chaos all rolled very near maximum health.
Yeah, they did. Chaos was only around 3K.
Okay, yeah, that's I guess it's like 150ish. Okay, so maybe Chaos was a little on the lower side, but yeah, Kraken was also up in that area.
Yeah, that was a mean Kraken to a mean and I was saying I wouldn't have struggled from a nuclear from carry, although it would have probably eaten a life 2 charge.
Again, if the white mage hadn't been the one who got punched there, I was fine.
All 3 of my mages had life 2.
Weird, because maybe I just mismenued, but I thought I was having trouble buying life.
So Leggy, I'm gonna actually tell you what you did, and you're gonna be very sad. You went to Crescent Lake before you promoted, and tried to buy life 2, and you couldn't. When you came back, you went back after promotion to try to buy fast, which you can't buy, and never went back into the White Magic shop to retry buying life 2, and so you left it behind.
I was thinking about it. It's the little place. They get you every time.
That said, I used one of both of my red mages had 4 life 2 charges for Topher, and one of them was down to 0 after T2.
Yeah. No.
That was a mean Topher.
Ugh.
Warmech, answering a question in my chat, someone was asking how much HP did Warmech had. It had kind of close to max. It was between 15 and 1800, I want to say.
Yeah, it was, I think, around 1650-ish. It was near maximum.
That is what I said.
That is exactly what you said. I was actually kind of going off my notes.
You fought yours, though, with a Mazmune. Leggy had to fight it with every charge of nuke and fade that she had.
Yeah,
that works.
And then she saw a second one and went, yeah, I'm good, and ran away. But yeah, that was actually a very close race most of the way down.
I was a Warmech off of having a Sylverfyre bridge, so... And I'll take that Warmech. It was one Warmech and then no fights.
But yeah, overall, that was a very close race. It could, if Leggy would have checked the armory, it probably would have came down to just a handful of seconds between you two, depending on, of course, luck. But Mazmune was the big difference. Otherwise, it was a great race and really close. And I guess we can, if you have any last comments about the race or your thoughts on the seed, why don't you go ahead, Silver, give us your thoughts. Excellent thoughts. I agree.
Yeah, it's I was just shaking after that Topher.
Topher can be fun, I see.
It really can.
When you don't see a dot done, Topher's the most stressful thing in the world, it feels like.
It's not even just that, it's just the fact that it's not it's oh, I'm almost level 30, this should go fast, right? And then I'm just getting the crap kicked out of me, and it's am I gonna wipe? I'm close to wiping. I'm pulling out all of the stops.
That's how it goes, but you got through it, and that's what matters most.
Yep.
Yep, you survived.
Anything on your end, Leggy?
Check your freebies.
Armory is free.
What is this?
Armory is free.
What is this? Free Enterprise?
I mean, there's boxes and casting nuke. I feel like it's pretty close.
That's valid.
I mean, they both start with Final Fantasy, right?
Yes.
And there is a 1 in the number 4, so practically the same. But thank you both for the race. And Sylverfyre moves on to 3-2. They automatically get into the last chance race. But with a win next week, they can move on to the play-in round, where you have a little bit slightly higher chance to make it to the bracket. And Leggy jumps down with me to the 2 and 3s. Who knows? Maybe I'll face her next week. We already got a couple of commentators in here, who can hang out with us. Just throwing out the conspiracy theories out there.
I mean, out.
If you two race each other, are you gonna meme it up? Please tell me you're gonna meme it up.
I'm all
I'm
for
not-
memes.
Oh yeah, no, like honestly, I don't see a reason not to meme at that point.
I mean, yeah, the winner goes the next week at 3-3, gets you into the last chance race, but the only one who gets any luck in that race is who finishes in first. So, for the most part, you have a chance to get to the brackets, but you're kind of fighting to get in there. So I would gladly, if I race Leggy tomorrow night, we find out that we race. I will gladly bring up the memes.
Heck yeah.
So I guess that's it for us. Dem, this the last evening of week 5. I think there's like 1 or 2 other races that are going to go on sometime.
Yeah, there's actually a race going on right now, which is where we're gonna take you next. We do have El Markin and Sealy Faye racing it out on Randomania 2. I think that's the last race of the week, and then the draw for week 6 will be over on Randomania as well. They do provide the trackers, so of course we thank them greatly for their assistance. Of course, thank you to RPG Limit Break again for allowing us to host our tournament matches here as well. Of course, I'd like to thank Sunny, our tracker tonight. I don't have to thank the restreamer, that would be redundant, and of course, High Spirits, it has been, as always, an absolute blast.